Hi, everybody. This is Sally's Hotline, where we share tips and advice from the podcast Unstoppable Stories That Move. Today's tip comes from Scott Keenan, who is an unstoppable runner, organizer, and the original founder and race director for Grandma's Marathon in Duluth, Minnesota. Grandma's Marathon is turning 50 this year, and it wouldn't have been possible without Scott's vision for what the race could become. But he had a lot of help along the way and learned a lot of stuff. Today, he's living the good life, still in Duluth with his wife, Carrie. And today, Scott wants to share some of his advice with you. So let's hear some tips and advice directly from Scott. Scott, what advice do you have to our listeners out there?
I'm not so sure I could give tons of advice here, but I coached at East High School for 6 years, and I always gave a word of the day. And for 6 years, it was the same word. And every day the same word, and it was positivity. Be positive in life. And a lot of times the young kids, running, that if they have a bad run or a bad race, they get down. Yeah, shake it off. It's no big deal. We're going to stay positive. We can get it done. And so my tip of the day is just through life, and whatever the case is, it's easy to get down a little bit, but hey, be positive. All you got to do is look up in the sky and see a bird or a hawk or an eagle going by, and that's a great thing. So positivity is my word of the day.
You said you had the same word for 6 years?
Same word for 6 years. It's the be positive. I mean, I to be honest with you, I can't stand negativity. So the word of the day for 6 years was positivity.
I love that. Negativity gets you down.
I can't handle it very well.
If you think negative thoughts, that's probably what you're going to manifest. So even if something is pretty bad, you gotta get through. You gotta get through it. Be positive. Let's get it done. And positive is part of hope. You have a hope that things are going to get better.
And they will get better if you're positive. They're just going to go down the drain faster and farther when you're negative. So
yeah, it might take some time, but you'll get yourself there.
Full steam ahead, damn those torpedoes is the saying here, okay?
Damn those torpedoes. Well, thanks, Scott, for sharing your words of wisdom with us. If you want to learn more about Scott and hear his full story, listen to episode 48 of the podcast Unstoppable Stories That Move. Scott is also an author, so check out his book, My Journey to Grandma's Marathon, History and Heroes. So now I got a question for you listeners. Please let us know. How do you stay positive? And thank you for listening to this little tip. Remember, this is a podcast with a purpose to raise money for medical research, to fund cures for cancer and other diseases. And we couldn't get there without help from people like you. So please donate now at unstoppablestoriesthatmove.com or mail a check to P.O. Box 12 in Afton, Minnesota, 55001 USA. Together, we can save lives. And if your life is better because you learned from Scott's story today, please donate now. I'm Sally Head-Tolquist, host of the podcast Unstoppable Stories That Move. Keep moving forward, even when it means retiring and passing the baton on to the next generation.